Hi guys, Rich from pitlanes.com again, and we have now moved up into the Corvette C6.R GT2, and this has also received much love. We're driving around Nürburgring GP. And it has, well, this has tyre model updates also, and graphical updates, and they've also added in a couple of new engine types, 2009 and 2010 spec. The 2009 version has more torque, so they recommend that you shift. Oh, bit of oversteer there, lack of rubber on the track. They recommend that you shift sort of counterintuitively low to keep in the torque range, because it's well below the red line where the torque like peaks for maximum power. Track needs some rubber on it badly. Kept hold of that nice though. Window wipers work. I don't know if they've always worked. Been testing this in each of the cars. Oh, they go super fast and then off. It could mean nothing, or it could mean that the rain update is somewhere near. Who knows? I could be making something out of nothing, which is quite possible. Massive understeer there. Anyway, this has had a weight distribution update also, and I believe some geometry updates for the suspension. There's the turn in there somewhere. It's quite understeery though. It does feel better than when from what I remember driving, because I used to have quite a lot of trouble driving this car. Again, I broke earlier there, Rich. With the rear, I always used to have massive issues with keeping the rear in check in this car. Especially on like slow corners with the default setup, I couldn't get it to behave. Now it's much more understeery on the default setup. As you can see, I'm just washing through the corners, though I'm not really taking the ideal line, I've got to be honest. But it feels good, because it's like, again, the trend I'm seeing is it's very catchable, which has never really been an issue for me with rFactor 2, much more so on iRacing, that slides are hard to catch on iRacing, or they used to be. They're not as hard as they used to be. But now I've got much more confidence in this than I used to have, I've got to say. A little bit sideways in the, I think that's the Schumacher S actually there. Just being super careful, because barely any rubber down or anything. So far, I think my favourite of the three I've driven so far is the Camaro, actually. But of course, I'm just going off default setups. It seemed the most drivable, the Camaro. This has got a feeling of understeer again. Nicely kicks out and controllable. Really nice.
09.67.
Yeah, it feels good. Brake a little bit earlier. Oh, cheeky AI. Going around the outside of me, I'm going so slow. Really It's the way it feels improved to me is it more predictable in its handling for me. But other than that, I can't really tell a great deal. I think it is more drivable, but it in a standard spec like this, I think it does still require you to sort of be thoughtful when entering corners, and also on the exit of them, because it doesn't seem greatly stable on the brakes. But now the tyres are warming up, it's getting better on turn exit, which is a good thing. Let's see if it wants to step out again here. No, much better. Yeah, that was much nicer, that lap. Still kind of feeling my way about. This is why in the other videos I was so keen to get some rubber down, because it really does make a difference. Don't mount a curb there, Rich. It's coming to me actually, you know. Now I'm guessing there's just more heat in the tyres and such, but definitely feeling more responsive than it did earlier, a few laps ago.
That lap was a 2:08.20.
I'm not hot lapping again, just before anyone starts saying I'm lapping horrendously slow. That's nice. As usual, absolutely awesome feedback from rFactor 2. Like, I can feel everything in the wheel. There's no sort of guesswork. It's doing what I expect when I'm getting the feelings through the wheel and stuff. Bit wide there. Got a bit of a queue behind me. Bit leery. Let's see what I can do here. I think I've got a Corvette to my left now. A little bit sideways. Feels alright though. These off-camber corner entries, it doesn't like. Ooh, tries it. But you can tell you can tell that we're going up in the power stakes now, if you want to put it that way. Getting progressively more powerful going up, you know. It feels a heavier vehicle. I don't know if it is, but it feels not so much in the wheel, just the way the weight transfers and stuff.
That was a 2:09.
But you can definitely tell there's more power there on corner exit and stuff, where the Camaro was very drivable off the corners. Got to be a little bit more thoughtful, like that. As I spin it, nearly. So I was genuinely trying to just find a bit of a limit there and see what it does. See what it does. Very possible I've overheated the rears at the moment. I'm less impressed with this, though that's not a bad thing. I think it's more a measure of how good the other two have felt, if that makes sense. Like, this is still a bloody good sim car. And all this stuff is subjective anyway, you know. No doubt someone watching this absolutely loves this vehicle. I'll be more patient on the throttle out the corners. But yeah, I'm definitely enjoying the updates across the board, really. I'll do this lap and then attempt a fast one and see how it feels. As there's more rubber being laid down and such, always helps. Not sure whether that was just rear bias or me shifting down too fast and locking the rears. I think it was shifting down too fast, to be honest.
That lap was a 2:07.93.
Nice little bit of wheel spin there on turn exit. Just understeer. I'd really need to work to dial some of that out. It's just sort of doing it a bit for me. That was better than previous laps through that. That's what I mean, just intuitive oversteer on corner exit there, power on oversteer. And I just caught it like without thinking, it was an instinctive reaction, and I think that's always a good sign with a simulated vehicle, because you don't sit there wondering what's just happened, you know. I was aware it was doing it and why it was doing it. Does that make sense? But yeah, just finished up this lap. Another thumbs up. Oh, crap. Yeah, it's good. I'm less impressed than with the Camaro and the other one, the 370Z, but it is what it is. Still a good improvement from what I remember, where the rear was all vague and stuff. But until next time, guys, thanks a lot for joining me, and I'll see you soon.